and that's due to the fact that you parents are some of the shittiest fucking parents on the planet. You guys are. You treat teachers like shit. You treat hospital staff like shit. You treat customer service people like shit, and you sure as shit treat law enforcement like shit. And your little bitch and bastard kids are gonna grow up, and this is what they're turning into. So be sure to buy your copy of Before the Badge. Everything you need to know before you become a cop. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and WordsMatterPublishing.com. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one was sent to me and tagged as well. It's a video shows Florida cop punching 14-year-old girl during arrest. This video is 4 years old, but of course, when there's no time, and it's just, you could just replay this video for outrage's sake 1,000,001 times because it made its way to my content last night. I've never seen this before. It's 4 years old already. It's just meant to perpetuate outrage. I swear to God. Remember, when I do these video reviews, it's through the lens of both law enforcement and citizen. I watch them in real time, like if I'm reviewing it. I watched this for half of a second last night. I did a commentary on my Instagram just for that, but I want to do a full breakdown today. I'm going to play this 2-minute and 6-second video in totality. We're going to look at it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, comment below what your thoughts are, and let's do this together.
This video of a Coral Springs police officer and a 14-year-old girl has many in an uproar.
I'm angry. I would never expect this to happen.
The teen's mother, Jessica Dennis, says watching the video is heartbreaking.
She clearly wasn't aggressive. Everyone could see she was laying there. So, I just want justice to be served.
She has hired an attorney who says the police officer used excessive force.
Clear from the video that my client was on the ground, her hands are under her belly, the officer's knee is on his back, and he's just gut-shotting her, like one after another.
Coral Springs police say you are only seeing the end of the story. Police say due to early release, there were large groups of teens at the Coral Square Mall. The 14-year-old police say was seen hitting another teen. They were issued a trespass warning and told not to return. Police say they returned, officers responded, and claimed the 14-year-old began cursing. Police say she was trying to incite the other teens, and that's why she was arrested.
To say that the police officer was justified to punch her continuously while he has his knee on her back with her hands under her belly, the video speaks for itself. That's the truth right there.
Coral Springs police responding. Officers attempted to take her into custody, at which time she began to fight and resist arrest. Due to her stature and aggressive behavior, officers took her to the ground, attempting to get her to release her fist. As seen in the video, she resisted arrest, and in order to have her comply, she was struck in the side to release her clenched fist. She was then handcuffed. Their statement goes on, after she was handcuffed and officers attempted to place her in the patrol car, she violently kicked one of the officers.
I can't trust them anymore. Like, I don't feel safe in the area.
All right, let's play this again and break it down.
This video of a Coral Springs police officer and a 14-year-old girl has many in an uproar.
I'm angry. I would never expect this to happen.
The teen's mother, Jessica.
First off, let's play both sides, because I'm going to take both sides. If this is me or my sisters back in late 70s, early 80s, my mom would be on that press conference bitching out the police, but she would be beating the shit out of us at the press conference for acting out in public. End of story. You want this stuff with the police? Think about it this way. Again, I'll get to the use of force with law enforcement, but I've seen firsthand how teenagers 100% have zero respect for law enforcement whatsoever, and that's due to the fact that you parents are some of the shittiest fucking parents on the planet. You guys are. You treat teachers like shit. You treat hospital staff like shit. You treat customer service people like shit, and you sure as shit treat law enforcement like shit. And your little bitch and bastard kids are gonna grow up, and this is what they're turning into. So let's start with the foundation: is there is no discipline. These little scumbags are on the street. Not justifying the cops' action just yet. But you parents are a massive part of the problem with how these little shitheads turn out in the street.
Dennis says watching the video is heartbreaking.
She clearly wasn't aggressive. Everyone could see she was laying there.
No, there's resistance. There's passive resistance and aggressive resistance. Yes, she was laying there. She was on her fists.
So, I just want justice to be served.
She has hired an attorney who says the police officer used excessive force.
Clear from the video that my client was on the ground. Her hands are under
It's clear from the video your client is on the ground. I want to hear where you're going with this one.
her belly.
Her hands are under her torso, right? We don't know if they're under her belly, under her chest. So you don't know that. You don't know that. Are they up high or are they down low? We'll find out.
The officer's knee is on his back, and
His back? Her back, you mean? Her back?
he's just gut-shotting her.
No, he's actually using strikes to the side of her rib cage, but we'll get to that.
Like one after another.
Two. I counted 2 total.
Springs police say
And let me get this
you
here.
are only seeing the end of the story.
This is where this shit gets out of hand for me. What he did, although it doesn't look good, it's 100% lawful and it falls within the use of force. It really does. And I know that's going to make a lot of people upset. Now, contributing factors to all that stuff, that 14 years old, female, black, because of course the media is going to wind up putting that into play. That's where it looks horrible, right? But it's 100% lawful. Now, I don't know, because I wasn't there, and apparently it addresses it later on in the news with the totality of the circumstances. She didn't have a weapon. If she had a weapon, a knife, something underneath her, you could argue, well, it's even more forceful. The only problem I have with this, in this position, to look at this, is I've been saying this for years. When you're in this position, okay, and I want you to think like a logical human being. If you're going to start commenting, well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you shouldn't resist in the first place, you got to go back to bad parenting. These kids think that they are entitled and they have every right to lawfully resist. They're stupid children. They really are. Now, let's get on the human body's automatic nervous response system in fight or flight, right? Fight or flight. She's taken down to the ground by 2 grown men. Or is that a woman on her side? Another cop, is that a female? I don't know. But they're both on her. Now, the problem is when the human body is taking a barrage of blows, you got knees on your back, punches coming into your side, you go into a fetal position to cover up. It's a position of strength and safety. It's like an armadillo rolling up because it doesn't want to get attacked, right? That's what's going to happen. The human body, you're going to tell me, and anybody out there who's pro-law enforcement, come on out to Chicago. Let's do a training day. Just me and you. I'm going to pound you, and I'm going to say stop resisting, and let's see if you could just stop resisting, relax, put your hands out, while I'm continuing to throw blows down on you. 100%, this is where I actually defend the view of the citizen, but even though I know what he's doing was not excessive and it was lawful. It's meant to get her to free her hands up. But I don't know how we haven't seen over law enforcement for the last 20 fucking years. It doesn't work. Change your use of force standards, change your use of force policy, rewrite law that you're allowed to do in it. Guys, it doesn't fucking work. The more you pound on somebody's head, pound on their back, put pressure on them, they're going to tense up and they're going to subconsciously fight. They're not going to be able to resist and let go. So law enforcement, although this fits within the bounds of what you're supposed to do and able to do in use of force, it's fucking wrong. It's wrong. It just does not work. Excuse me. So let's continue.
On his back, and he's just gut-shotting like one after another.
Coral Springs police say you are only seeing the end of the story.
This is I have a problem with this too. Keep in mind, use of force is in the moment.
Police say due to early release, there were large groups of teens at the Coral Square Mall. The
Large groups of teens at the mall doesn't justify use of force. Makes no difference.
14-year-old police say was seen hitting another teen. They were issued.
That doesn't matter. In that moment, the teen was not hitting another teen, so the use of force with those blows, it's a moot point. Doesn't matter.
a trespass warning and told not to return.
Doesn't matter, okay? And we're talking use of force here. We're not talking the arrest. Use of force. I don't give a shit that she beat the shit out of another teen and she was told not to come back and she was given a citation.
Police say they returned. Officers
They being the teens.
responded and claimed the 14-year-old began cursing.
14-year-old is allowed to curse. It is in the Constitution. It's freedom of speech. So far, I know we like to stretch that disorderly conduct, but if these little pieces of shit want to be little pieces of shit, guess what? They have every lawful authority to.
Police say she was trying to incite the other teens, and that's why she was arrested.
Trying to? I'm seeing some problems here. If she, hey, everybody, let's go burn them all down. Well, did she get them to do it? Is this attempt? I'm gonna spread this as thin as fucking possible. No, again, this does not warrant the use of force you saw. What warrants the use of force is after she was said, you're under arrest, place your hands behind your back, or they went to go hands on. If she actively or passively resisted, then the use of force is lawfully allowed within that moment.
To say that the police officer was justified to punch her continuously while he has his knee on her back with her
He was. You're a lawyer, for the love of God. You fucking know this.
hands under her belly. The
We don't know where they were at, counselor.
video speaks for itself. That's the truth.
Yeah, it
right
speaks
there.
for itself right there that was 100% lawful use of force authority. Okay, you're going to lose.
Coral Springs police responding. Officers attempted to take her into custody, at which time she began to fight and resist arrest.
The one thing you notice is this reads so much differently than the video shows, and that's why it's like if there's video, you read this, it doesn't have any outrage. There's no emotion behind it. It's just words, but the video's always a different story.
Due to her stature and aggressive behavior, officers took her to the ground.
It's her stature. Aggressive behavior? Well, then you're going to claim officer safety. I get it. So then that it becomes two officers who weren't very confident in their skill tactics. I'm just guessing, putting that out there.
Attempting to get her to release her fist. As seen in the video, she resisted arrest, and in order to have her comply, she was struck in the side to release her clenched fist.
Okay, what does that matter? They're going to be here. She's tightening them up, and you're pounding the sides of them. They're going to be held here more. They're going to be, get out your pepper spray. Get out your baton. If you got your monadnock or your ass baton, open it up. You put it right in the crooks of the elbow, and then you pry it open. I mean, didn't they teach you that in basic baton school?
She was then handcuffed.
Or how about this? Pick her the fuck up off the ground. Two cops pick her up, throw her against a squad car, and then get better leverage point. I'm armchair quarterbacking.
Their statement goes on. After she was handcuffed and officers attempted to place her in the patrol car, she violently kicked one of the officers.
That doesn't matter. That's after the fact of the use of force. Now, if they started another use of force where she's kicking and then they pepper spray her, that's another use of force incident.
I can't trust them anymore. Like, I don't feel safe in the area.
All right. Well, I don't know. It's comment below. Let me know what you think. I know there's outrage. She's 14. She's this. She's that. Well, cops. It's.
While
I
he
can't.
has his knee on
I'm telling you. There's legal, and then there's just doesn't fucking look good. And sadly, just doesn't fucking look good isn't the law. So if you guys want this shit to change, you gotta have the laws changed. And cops. Holy shit, dudes. Try not to get on camera. Try to be a glowing example of what police officers should be. So when these people that you interact with are going to want, these people, oh, he's racist. When the citizenry that you're going to interact with does require force, that you look great, meaning that you look completely justified in what you were doing because you did your job the right way. I seen, to be honest, in use of force tactics, as a use of force instructor, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the tactic that officer used in the moment in the situation, but it just looks fucking bad. So I get it. Hope that made sense, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to buy my book, Before the Badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop. And I'll see you on the next video, but be safe out there.